All right, and we are live. Welcome. Happy New Year 2018. Season, I guess you can call it season 2 of the Trump presidency has been renewed.
Hmm.
And my God, what a start of the new year. But before we get into that, I hope everyone had a great Christmas, a great New Year, a great Hanukkah if you want to celebrate Hanukkah, a great Kwanzaa if anybody celebrates that. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a happy freaking New Year. And what a start of the new year. This is what, 5 days old? We're 5 days out of the new year and down in these 5 days. Even before we took the break, even before the break, a lot of stuff has happened leading up to the new year. But you
Yeah.
may have seen some changes to the Facebook page, a new logo, and a new Facebook cover has been
Yeah.
I hope big things will be coming up out of it. A WordPress, we're going to start using that again and start pumping out some opinion articles and
Cool.
some information that's going to be really good to the brass tacks, I guess you can call it, and discuss what's been going on since the new year has arrived. And a lot of stuff has went down. I don't know where to begin. Juicy stuff, which is Hillary Clinton's emails has been reopened and reinvestigating. And is she going to go to prison? Because we saw the other day her house in New York has burned down, basically, was on fire. I guess the evidence burning
Oh.
party got out of hand.
It must have. Yeah.
Well,
So,
this isn't anything new for the Clintons. This is the third time that one of their homes has caught fire.
oh,
There's going to have to be an arson investigation. Mm.
good luck with that, because I don't see that. I don't see that fire being investigated.
Hmm.
Thing much from that after it came, was on fire. After that, there was nothing, no more information that I heard.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard
Yeah.
anymore.
The Justice Department, the DOJ, has reopening the investigation into Hillary's emails, which took long enough. Took long enough.
It did. I mean, my thing is, what's going to come of this? Is anything going to come of this any more than what came of the other investigations?
Yeah, and not only that, the DOJ is also probing the Clinton Foundation as well for pay-to-play schemes. So that's
Mm.
been investigated. So it seems to me
Hey,
that
well, we'll just have to
go
wait and see. I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm not holding out any hope, really,
ahead.
that anything will happen to the Clintons. I mean, it seems like they're I think they seem to be made of Teflon. They just do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is
unfortunate.
anybody? It is. Is anybody really going to investigate them and look closer into them without being afraid of being Vince Fostered?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But it seems to me that the deep state or establishment or the globalists, if you will, is trying to wipe their hands away from Hillary Clinton. They absolutely do not want her anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
we've seen that with the FBI reopening the investigation. So maybe maybe the deep state is like, okay, the only way to get rid of Hillary Clinton is by taking her down. So let's take her down, take her out of the picture finally completely and wipe her hands away from it, because she is
Mm-hmm.
so toxic to them. She is so toxic to the Democrat Party. So
Yeah.
they'll try any way to get rid of her. So I hope maybe this is be like her being the sacrificial lamb in all this.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. Because I mean, even the Democrats know that she is. I mean, she's box office poison to them.
Hmm.
She absolutely is. She's box office poison to the Democrats.
Yeah, and especially if
She's
she wants
more
to run in 2020, they have to put a stop to that.
yeah,
Ooh, I
at
was
this
her.
point. At this point, she's more of a liability to the Democrats than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not an asset. She's a liability.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that I was hearing some buzz that Michelle Obama was thinking about a run. I hope that's not true.
Oh God, no! Please no. We don't need that.
We don't want that.
No, absolutely not.
God.
That'll be just freaking horrible. I would not want to see that at all. But
well, the thing is, I mean, who can the Democrats put up against the Trump wave? I mean, Trump's approval ratings are not exactly the greatest, but he is semi-popular.
Yeah.
So even a semi-popular president is going to do better in a re-election, I think, than some Democrat. They just throw up. They're just going to throw somebody against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, and who do they have? They have Bernie Sanders. They got Joe Biden. I mean, they're like in their 80s. I mean, you know, their age is really showing. And even though Trump is in his 70s, he's like 71, 72. His age is not really showing that much. But you got Bernie Sanders and you got Joe Biden. Oprah Winfrey, they're trying to get her to run. They said that she's going to run. Michelle Obama, like Sharon said. Hillary Clinton, we have to put Hillary Clinton on that list because, you know, as of right now, she's going to run unless they take her out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they got all these old people that no one really likes, no one really supports. The only plausible one is Michelle Obama. Which,
what about old Pocahontas herself?
Oh yeah, Elizabeth Warren. Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York. It wouldn't surprise me if Bill de Blasio runs either.
Oh yeah,
but they don't have.
Well, he wasn't de Blasio just sworn back in?
Yeah, he was reelected.
As New York mayor, or reelected, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, would he abandon his post as mayor of New York to run for president?
I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Well, I mean, after all, Obama abandoned his post as a senator from Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
And ran for president and won, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of senators, did Al Franken indeed resign? It seems like I heard that he may have. He's gone.
Yeah, he did already. I think
he's gone. He's gone.
It was official Monday, I think.
Yeah, the 2nd. So he stayed to group some people at the Christmas party.
Well, that's the good news, Al Franken. That's the good news. The bad news is they're probably going to put somebody in there who's probably much worse.
I think it's going to be some woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know her
name.
What is that woman's name? But I know it's some woman. I mean,
she's from Minnesota. I think her name's Tina Smith.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tina Smith. She's lieutenant governor in Minnesota, and she's going to succeed him.
I think we figured that Franken would stick around at least long enough to see if Roy Moore got elected, and that did not happen.
Yeah, which I still think it was rigged. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. Come on.
Okay, well, maybe it was rigged, but I mean, it's over with. It's done. I think Roy Moore needs to give up.
No, he hasn't conceded yet. He still has not conceded. I think he's still doing a lawsuit.
Well, but the thing is, he's not really doing himself any favors. He's certainly not doing the state of Alabama any favors by keeping this going.
Well, good old Al Franken did the same thing, if you guys remembered.
I don't remember.
I think it was Al Franken that wouldn't concede. It might have been.
No,
been someone else.
It wasn't Al Franken. No.
It was someone that wouldn't concede. But if you know what, if Roy Moore doesn't want to concede, fine, that's great. But hopefully, maybe something will come out of all this if he hasn't conceded yet. But I think Doug Jones has already been sworn in.
He has, and he was certified last week. He was certified. He's been sworn in, so he's in there. I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, if Roy Moore feels like he doesn't want to concede, fine. But I mean, he's really only hurting himself, and he's embarrassing Alabama, the state of Alabama.
Yeah, another election took place in Virginia where it was a tie and they had to draw a name from a bowl. And that was a really interesting story because it was first the woman Democratic won. I think her name was like Shelley or something. And then it found out that one of the ballots was marked twice, one for her and one for the her opponent, the guy. So they had to wipe clean that ballot, throw that ballot away. It came down to a tie. The tiebreaker was pulling a name from a bowl, and her opponent won. The guy, the GOP Republican candidate. Yes, he won, and now it seems like the House is like at a tie now because with one loss at Alabama, and now they pick one up in Virginia. So.
Yeah, and that's weird because, Virginia is pretty much a blue state and Alabama is a red state.
Yeah.
So they got a Democrat in Alabama and now a Republican in Virginia.
Yeah.
But I guess the Republicans are going to control the chamber in Virginia now.
Yeah, I think so.
I think now a lot of states are blue states, not because of politics, but because of the weather.
Yes.
Yeah, but more global warming.
It's so freaking cold.
Global warming my foot. I mean, come on. It's been cold here since last week. Since Christmas?
Yeah.
So, global warming, my foot. I mean, I had to beat off a woolly mammoth just to get here.
Right, yeah.
We're in a small ice age, I guess. But it's supposed to warm up next week.
Man. Yeah, we're going to get in the 60s next week. So
get your swimming trunks on.
There's Lael.
Hey, Lael. Hi. Welcome.
Hi. Hi. Real quick, what is the name of the show?
Not MainStream.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
My son wanted to know. He was talking to one of his friends about it.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Lael, son.
Okay. But yeah, it's I mean, it is. I mean, most of the United States has been in the freaking deep freeze.
Yeah.
For about 2 weeks now.
Yeah. Remember back? It was called a polar vortex.
Oh yeah.
The polar vortex. So it's 7 degrees where I'm at.
Yeah, it's -5 here, so yeah, it's cold.
Feels like -8.
Oh, it's not that cold here. It's probably 0 here.
Oh, it's not that cold. Okay.
Or 2.
Any saber-toothed tigers up your way, Lael? Any woolly mammoths?
Not that we've found. No. Wait a minute. I think they said teens or 10s tonight, so it might not be 0. It but it's darn cold. But I don't
it's freezing.
I like
we've been warming up all week, so I think it was probably about 45 degrees today was the high, so that wasn't too bad.
Oh, we didn't get out of the 20s today.
Yeah, we didn't even reach.
Oh, we had a few days like that earlier this week. We didn't get out of the 20s. We didn't even hit 25. We didn't get past 25 degrees a couple of days.
Yeah,
that's how bad it was. That's how cold it was. So, but they're talking about highs in the 60s next week. So,
yeah, we're supposed to be back in the 50s and 60s toward the end of the week, which is fine.
But then it's supposed to cool down again. It's supposed to get colder again by next week.
Wow.
And it's going to. Well, they're talking about just lows in the mid 30s, and highs in the mid 40s.
I can deal with that, but when it gets below,
I can too.
Below
yeah.
20, then that's my problem.
45 is like a heat wave compared to what we've had for the past week, man.
Yeah. So about this, I'm wondering how the left is going to turn this. Oh, global warming still exists somehow.
It's Donald Trump's fault.
Yeah, it is. It's dang it, President Trump, it's your fault because it is cold.
Well, yeah, I say, hey, Trump's been in for a year and he's already fixed global warming. How about that?
Yeah. Another win. He fixed global warming.
Winning.
I say the left is going to say that somehow global warming has caused this cold spell.
Yeah.
That's
another
but the way they turn things.
But if you guys notice that they're not saying global warming anymore, it's climate change. Climate change.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what the climate does. It changes. I mean,
millions of
they've been saying climate change for about what 5 years, 10 years, something like that.
Ever since Al Gore decided to change it.
Why? Because he had egg all over his face.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
well,
of course.
We better call it something else other than global warming. Let's call it climate change. That'll save me. Then I'll do an inconvenient truth too.
He wanted to be a celebrity other than being Mr. Hines.
Yeah.
So he had to keep his name in the spotlight, and climate change is how he decided to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only way.
Wait
but,
a minute,
he had to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Like being Mr. Hines doesn't make him enough money.
No, that's John Kerry. That's John Kerry. That's not Al Gore.
Oh, John Kerry. Oh yeah, John Kerry.
Yeah, that's John Kerry.
Old horse face. Old horse face.
Herman Munster.
Right. I'm wrong. Oh,
or Lurch. That's Lurch.
Oh yeah,
that is great. That is awesome. Yeah, he does look like Lurch. The love child between Herman Munster and Lurch.
Well, who's Al Gore married?
Exactly.
Oh, Al Gore was married to Tipper.
Right.
Oh, how could I?
I thought that they got. Didn't they get divorced?
They got a divorce.
Yeah.
A while back they got a divorce because I think he like cheated on her or something.
Because he was running around. He was running around on her. Yeah.
Was it a masseuse? Was it a
goodness
masseuse?
Gracious.
He went to like a massage parlor or something.
It was a masseuse.
Maybe.
Yes.
I remember that.
And global warming, but doesn't believe that the devil is on rock and roll albums. Wasn't that Tipper Gore?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Tipper Gore. Yeah.
That was Tipper Gore.
Yeah, okay. she raged war on the heavy metal bands back in the 90s.
Actually, that was back in the 80s.
Oh, the 80s.
That was back in the 80s because they had Dee Snider testifying, from Twisted Sister, lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Frank Zappa, R.I.P. God bless Frank Zappa.
I know Ozzy has spoke about it. I don't know that he went and testified, but he spoke about it because his songs, Suicide, one of his songs was the one the parents were suing over.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Judas Priest, Rob Halford. I think Rob Halford testified.
Yeah. So anyway,
that was during what they call the Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
Of the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
where these fundamentalist Christians come up and say, "Oh my God, oh no, those lyrics are so bad."
Yeah, I remember that.
You know,
I remember I saw the history of that.
Oh,
They're like, and then they're like, if you take the record and rewind
play
it backwards, backward masking,
play it
it has like,
backward masking and all
yeah,
that. Yeah.
the satanic lyrics. You rewind it and say like this: worship Satan and the devil is good. You know.
yeah.
Here's the thing: you could not hear all you could hear was gibberish, but they tell you what that's the thing. They tell you, oh, this is what that message said, and then it puts a suggestion in your mind. See,
Mm-hmm.
Another mainstream media narrative.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh,
It wouldn't surprise me. And especially if you guys remember the toys, the kids' toys that says, worship Satan, all that. You press the the talking toys. It was some of the toys.
They didn't last long.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what else? What else is in the news today? So Trump versus Bannon, that blew up this past week. Trump and Bannon had a war of words.
Yeah, because apparently there's a book that I think they pushed up the timetable of the release of that book to today, I believe.
Yeah, so there's a book by a gossip writer, Michael Wolff, whose track record has not been 100% accurate. I mean, there's reports going around that he basically makes up stories. He takes quotes and takes them out of context and everything. But so what happened was that he was interviewing Bannon for his book, and Bannon basically was talking about the Russia investigation and how treasonous it was for Trump Jr. to meet with the lawyer, and he really says some horrible things about the Trump family. And so Trump came out with a statement, a brutal statement, I might add, that said basically Steve has lost his mind. He was never a part of the Make America Great Again agenda. He just came in at the end to help with the campaign, and that was it. He had nothing to do with me winning. It was all me. Basically, that was the gist of the memo or the statement that Trump released it. And basically burn Steve Bannon a new one. Now, I like Steve Bannon. I think he is a good person. I think, I don't know him personally, but I think he really, really wants to take on the establishment and the globalists and all that. But here's the thing with the, so there's like two sides of every story. So weighing both sides, I support Trump in all this. I mean, that is if Steve Bannon has said it, because they say there's tapes of this as well.
Right, and but I was going to say that,
and of course now we have the fake news media. They're picking up on this narrative. They're picking up on this. Oh, now we got Steve Bannon. Listen. 6 months ago, they despised Steve Bannon.
Oh, I'm a white supremacist.
Exactly.
They're kissing his ass.
Now he's a little darling.
Yeah.
Just like remember with Jim Comey, they was like, oh, he ruined Hillary's chances as soon as Trump fired him. Oh, Trump obstructed justice by firing him. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, Trump can't do anything.
Yeah.
No. But, Sean Spicer even weighed in on this book and said that there's no question that the accuracy is in question, because he said that there's a lot of quotes that were attributed to him and other people that just frankly never happened. So there's just a lot of falsehoods in this book.
What
I smell BS and I smell fake.
What I didn't like
I
about
smell
Steve
BS
Bannon was his late response. He didn't respond to it quick enough. He should have responded to it as soon as it hit the surface. He went on to his Breitbart show and said he still supports Trump. But he never really stated that he said those things.
No, he never denied anything.
Concern. Yeah, he never denied anything.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is my concern. I still like Steve Bannon, and I think he's a great person. I've never met him or know him, but just by seeing him, I think he is real. But I think he handled it in the wrong way. He should have handled it better.
Yeah, I would go along with that. And thing is, I mean, this is causing, it's because of this author, you know, this Michael Wolff. He is causing the division now, and we'll have to wait and see where this goes from here. You know, what is going to be the end result of all this?
Right, and like you said, this Michael Wolff does not have a very good reputation, and he's been known to, you know, write false things about other people in other books.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like fake news to me from his perspective, from what he has written. But we'll have to wait and see. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, what is Bannon going to deny that he said those things?
If I was Trump, I would have waited to release a statement. I would have called Bannon up and say, "Hey, what the hell, man? What's going on?" And talk with him first, and then release a statement and say that, well, I spoke with Steve Bannon. He said he denied these things, yada, yada, yada. But here's the thing. If Trump called Steve Bannon and Steve Bannon didn't return his call, then maybe that's why Trump releases the statement so fast. So, but that statement was brutal.
We really don't know if Trump called him or not, and then didn't get an answer. We don't know that for sure. We don't know all the behind.
Speculating. Just speculating.
Right. Yeah. We don't know for sure. And until we find out, I mean, for now, Bannon's, I mean, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Because
Trump said when Bannon was fired, he not only lost his job, he lost his mind.
Oh man, that's so brutal. I laughed so hard. Then he's got a nickname for him, Sloppy Steve.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, see, I mean, now, Trump, to me, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't think he should be engaging in those personal attacks on people. You know,
I think.
I mean, call him Sloppy Steve.
I think Trump's pissed because he attacked his family.
Yeah. I mean, I would be too. I'd be pissed.
Or at least it seemed like he attacked his family, but that may only be the words of this Michael Wolff.
True. But I mean, don't you think that Bannon would have read this book and gone over it?
Yeah.
And defended itself.
Well, Michael Wolff said that there's tapes of the conversation. So, you know what, Michael? If you're that adamant that Steve said those things, release the tapes. Release the tapes. That's all you got to do. Release the tapes.
There you go. Release the tapes.
And I don't see Steve Bannon, you know, rushing to stop the book from print or going to sue this guy. You know, it could go either way.
Very true, Aaron. Very true. And I would, if I had been misquoted, lied about, and whatnot, I would be steaming mad and pitching and you know, unless you know, there's some reason out the back door or whatever that Steve Bannon won't.
Right, and according to the book, well, it said that it was in the book that Bannon spoke critically of Ivanka and called her dumb as a brick. Yeah,
I heard that too. And Trump is he loves Ivanka. He loves his daughter. And, you know, if someone says that about my daughter, I'll be going after him too. So
And until Wednesday, you know, Trump's been nothing but complimentary of Bannon. You know, even saying that they had a very good relationship. I think that was like back in October or something like that. And that they'd been friends for a long time.
And then all this happened.
Yeah. So this, you know, I think Trump was blindsided by this and probably a little shocked by it.
Yeah. And so the mainstream media is like flipping this now, like you said, Henry. Oh, we're embracing Steve Bannon now. We're embracing his white supremacy that we said he was, 6 months ago. Now,
Mm-hmm.
now they're saying that, well, now this is gonna affect the 2018 midterms. This is gonna make every single state blue, and this is gonna be a referendum on Trump because Steve Bannon said all that. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all. It seems like every time a former Trump person comes out and there's like fake news about it, the mainstream media jumps on the bandwagon and say, well, this person said this, and they gotta light the fire because they need the drama because they can't live without Trump and his drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Well, the problem is if it's negative about Trump or negative about a conservative, the fake news media jumps right on it and immediately believes it. It's got to be true.
Yeah. And then if it's one of their own, they're like, well, we gotta wait and see. Just like with Al Franken, we gotta wait and see. Well, you guys didn't wait and see with Roy Moore. You brutal man, that man. All right, you.
Oh yeah.
Freaking castrated him.
Yeah.
If it's a leftist, these are allegations against these leftists.
Uh-huh.
But if it's a conservative, it's got to be true.
And speaking of Roy Moore, Gloria Allred is suing him for defamation.
Good.
So that's her agenda right there, Gloria Allred. If every time she comes out with all these allegations, they turn out to be false and everything, she drops a lawsuit on him. You defamed me. Come on, give me a break.
Wait. I might have misunderstood. What did you say?
Gloria Allred is suing Roy Moore for defamation.
Oh, no. Excuse me. I misheard. No, not good. What a stupid woman.
Roy Moore took a lie detector test, and it showed that he was not lying about denying the allegations that those women made.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and just to be fair, I mean, polygraphs can be beaten. There are ways to beat a polygraph. I mean,
and plus they're not admissible in court.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. But most people.
But see, here's the thing: the way I see it is that you haven't heard of these women ever since he lost the election. Not one woman. Not one woman.
Nobody's taking him to court, suing him for whatever. And
I have a word for Gloria Allred. It's not the one you think. Shyster.
Shyster. She is.
She needs to be disbarred. She needs to be disbarred.
I do have another word for Gloria Allred, but I'm not going to mention it here.
Is it the C word? The big C? The big C?
Yeah.
That's the word I'm thinking too.
Because she is.
And I never, ever use that word. I detest that word. It's a horrible word. But for Gloria Allred,
but I don't. The only people that needs to be called that word is the people that's actually that word.
Yeah, and there's several.
And by the way, that's with all due difference to the two ladies on the panel, by the way, who are not that.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yep.
Very much. I try very hard to be a Southern Belle.
Right. We are, after all, conservative ladies.
Yeah.
The best kind.
That's right.
Thank you.
The best kind. All right, let's see here. What else? Let's talk about tax reform, because we spoke a little bit about that before the break, and it passed. Trump signed it before Christmas. He basically said that I was watching the news, and they kept badgering him, saying, "Will he sign it before Christmas? Will he keep his promise before Christmas?" Because he was going to wait until about, I think, this week or next week to do a big formal signing. Trump said, "You know what? Get the papers ready. I'm going to sign it right now." And he signed it right then and there. I think on the 22nd. It was right before Christmas. and he kept his promise, and now we got tax reform.
Yep.
And
He did. He kept his promise.
And we saw major changes now. Some companies is now offering a $15 minimum wage. The fight for 15 that every single Bernie bro wanted it. But however, they wanted to raise the taxes and also raise the minimum wage, which is virtually nearly impossible to do without a big explosion happening. So what Trump did is he lowered the taxes, and they still got that $15 minimum wage.
By the way, the pens he used, he gave them to the media. It's like, here you go.
Yeah, he did. I want a pen. I want a pen from him.
These are the pens that I used to sign this legislation. The legislation I said I was going to sign. Legislation I said was going to be passed before Christmas.
Yep, absolutely.
And he kept the promise.
He kept the promise.
Obama always bugged me so bad when I had to watch him signing things because he's left-handed. Well, I'm left-handed. And
I am too. Yeah, I'm a southpaw.
I'm a righty.
Teach Obama how to turn the paper. He writes with hand turned. I write with mine straight, like a right-handed person does, and I tilt the paper. You know.
Yeah. Speaking of Obama, go
ahead.
Speaking of Obama, David Letterman, I think, is going to have a show on Netflix, and Obama's going to be his first guest.
I don't like David Letterman now. Something changed. Something happened with him.
I don't like him either. I haven't for a while.
He looks like a mountain man with that thick beard.
He does.
Ever since he retired from late night, he grew that beard out.
I'd like to bring up something real quick.
Go right ahead.
I watched a piece. I guess it was something somebody had shared on Facebook or whatever, and it was Piers Morgan, who I hate. Hate. I know all our mamas told us not to hate. But I and he actually, but I thought maybe I can stand it long enough to see what the SOB's got to say. And he actually spoke fairly highly of Trump.
Yeah, I think he is.
He actually does like Trump, but there are some issues that a lot of people disagree with Piers Morgan on, including gun control. I mean, when he had his show on HLN, I mean, he would have conservatives on there. He would debate them about gun control and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with his gun control policies.
No. And he thinks his you-know-what don't stink.
Yeah, he does think that. Yeah, you're right.
He is above and beyond and more intelligent than any of us.
He's an arrogant. He's a very
arrogant.
Yeah, he's a very arrogant SOB, you might say.
Yes.
You could you could definitely say that about Piers Morgan for sure. Yeah. He's very arrogant.
He's got that I know-it-all attitude.
Yeah, he's the boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I was really shocked that he did admit the economy, the stock market, that a lot of things had gotten better, and that Trump was doing well in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he's always been a Trump supporter.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. But it's very and very hypocritical of the left. Trump at one time was on their side. He was a Democrat. They loved him.
Yeah.
They thought he was great, but now that he's now that he's president, he's concerned. Oh, we hate him. We're going to ruin him. We're going to take him down.
It deals with not only the establishment hating him because he's not one of them. It's also dealing with jealousy because you see some of these Hollywood people that are jealous because he's a media mogul. He's never been in politics before. They're jealous because how in the hell is he president and I'm not president? I'm a celebrity. I'm just everything like him. And how is he president? I'm not president. It's It's a combination of jealousy, and he's not one of the establishment elites.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also running scared because a lot of these pedophile rings are going to get busted up because he's working.
So let's get into that. Let's get into that because he wrote an executive order, and it was pretty quiet in executive order about human trafficking. He wrote an executive order about human trafficking, and as soon as that executive order was written, all these Google heads, Facebook heads, all of them was resigning. It's like they were like dropping like flies. They were like resigning because of this human trafficking executive order. Which this executive order may come into fruition when they bring down the Clinton Foundation and the Clinton crime family with Hillary and Bill and Chelsea. That executive order. Because, with Haiti and the whole human trafficking that the Clinton Foundation did in Haiti, and I'm sure in other regions of the world as well, that's really going to hurt them. That is, which is why we brought up earlier in the show about the whole house fire that they had. And, we joked and said it was an evidence burning party, which I wholeheartedly agree it was. Because Hillary and Bill are sloppy. They are sloppy. They couldn't even hide a private email server. That's how sloppy they are.
And we all know they have made a freight load of money off Haiti for years.
They have,
by putting their family members, and they have just what's the word for it? They have raped Haiti. They have gone with we're going to help you, and took advantage and made a freight load of money and done nothing.
And that's what this executive order is going to do. It's blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption. And they were using their foundation, the Clinton Foundation, to take in money, to raise money for Haiti, which never got to the Haitians. And during that time, if you guys recall, Laura Silsby, she got arrested for trying to traffic like 33 children out of Haiti. And the Clintons came to her defense, and eventually she went to jail, but now she's out. And since she's gotten out, she's changed her name, and now she's working with Amber Alert with children.
Oh my God,
interesting.
Well, I have seen a number of videos made by Haitian people.
They absolutely hate the Clintons.
Living in Haiti still, and are talking about how bad, how horrible, and the Clintons have screwed them so bad and done nothing but make it worse in the big picture.
Yeah. Oh, but yet Puerto Rico is still suffering, and that must be because of Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The thing, the left is still talking about Puerto Rico, and what is Trump doing to help them? It's like they had a hurricane. What do you expect him to do?
It takes a while to rebuild Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's not like, it's an island out in the middle of the ocean, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
How many
plus, not only that, they block the imports and exports of the aid that was sent there. We had the interview with the mayor of Puerto Rico standing behind a whole bunch of boxes and containers of food and supply and water, She's like, we don't have any food. We don't have any water. Where's the water? Where's the food? Trump hates Puerto Rico and the Puerto Ricans. I'm like,
And it's behind her. Everybody can see it.
She was too busy making her shirts to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
She was too busy making her shirts.
Yeah.
Well, the mainland of America had hurricanes too.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do but so much for everybody all at one time. You do.
But I mean, it's easier to get equipment to people inland. You know, I mean, you got trucks on roads. Here you got to fly stuff out. They've got no trucks. I mean, their roads were totally underwater, wiped out. Stuff had to be cleared in order to get there. Trump sent out our Navy helicopters to fly supplies into these people. You know, so it came to light that she was lying and exaggerating about the situation.
A leftist lying? Imagine that. Oh no, you don't mean it.
I have a sister. I have a sister that lives on St. Croix, and they still don't have electricity back to the whole island. And a very good friend on St. John, and they are just starting to get internet and electricity and phone service and that kind of thing back, ice and groceries and Coca-Cola, and the island is still a tremendous mess, but they're working. You know, if you choose, well, I live on the east coast of North Carolina. We get hit with hurricanes most every year, a couple at least usually. And if that's where you live, you need to be prepared and you need to know that it might happen.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can move, or you can be prepared and stick it out when it does happen. But yeah, in Puerto Rico, I don't know. Okay, move on. What was it?
Well, plus not only that, now it's winter, and that's going to put a really big wrench in the system because, you know, planes can't get out, you know, boats probably can't get out, so that's going to be really, really detrimental to them.
Yeah.
Let's see here. All right, so now we have not only a Russia conspiracy, we have a mentally unfit, unpresident.
Oh, they are starting on that crap again about Trump being mentally unfit.
Yeah, so now they know that the Russia, you know what? Hillary always called it a right-wing conspiracy theory. Let's coin the new term left-wing conspiracy theory. So. So the left-wing conspiracy theory of Russia hacking the election, interfering in the election, whatever you want to say, is blowing up in their faces big time.
Oh, yeah.
Now they have to do another left-wing conspiracy theory, which is Trump is mentally unfit to be president. Let's rewind the clock back in 2016 when Trump said, what about Hillary's health? He questioned Hillary's health, and the media blasted him and said, why would you question someone's health? You're not a professional and all that nonsense. Now they're doing the same thing to him. They're questioning his health.
Because because twice he's picked up a glass of water with two hands.
Yeah. So what?
He hasn't.
Big deal.
Wait, when he falls out in the street like Hillary did. Okay.
Yeah, when we see him collapse, walk into Air Force One, then we can question his health.
Maybe. But daggone.
And then they had a Yale psychiatrist brief Congress members of Trump's mental fitness.
Yeah.
A psychiatrist cannot brief anybody on anybody's medical fitness unless they spend time
Mm-hmm.
and examine the patient.
Oh, yet they did.
Now,
Dr.
let's
Phil says that
see.
every day. I have not sat down with you, so I cannot say what your problem is because I've not examined you, talked with you, and you are not my.
It was stated right before Christmas that in January, Trump is going to have his first White House physical this month. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how the media is going to spin that when he passes his physical.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll pass it. He's healthy.
Yeah, he's healthy. I mean, other than drinking Coke like he does, which isn't good.
Yeah, especially Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Yeah, Diet Coke. And I love that when he said, I've never seen a thin person drink Diet Coke, just slamming the Coke makers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's never done drugs. He's never drank. He's never smoked. I mean, his diet may not be all that good, but he is healthy.
His diet is probably decent.
Yeah.
He may eat a lot of fast food on the road, but I will grant you he eats salad and all of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Well, we saw him. If you guys remember, he went to the steakhouse, and the media was like, "We didn't know he was going to go to the steakhouse. They didn't inform us."
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well,
listen. Yeah. Lots of people who travel eat fast food.
Yeah.
They do it.
Well,
people who travel. It's like they don't have time to cook something. They don't have time to, eat healthy sometimes. So they go to the fast food place. There's nothing wrong with that.
It isn't as healthy for you, but sometimes your schedule and work and what you're doing, it's the quickest, easiest way to go to get something in your stomach.
Now, I'm sure Ivanka is probably
I know
pressuring him to eat healthier.
I know. I'm sure she eats as healthy as she can. And I'm sure she gets him to or makes him as much.
Oh, you mean Melania, not Ivanka?
Well, his daughter, I'm sure his. I'm sure Ivanka probably, tries to make him eat healthier.
Yeah, that's what I meant. When he
both of them.
Sometimes.
Okay, well, both of them. Yeah, well.
Yeah, I mean, when he was on the campaign trail, I'm sure he couldn't eat too healthy, like you said.
Yeah.
Traveling.
In fact, I remember the news making a thing about Big Macs or quarter pounders or whatever. And God, I love them too. But I live 20 minutes from town and I don't go to town that often, so I don't get them that often.
Well, here's the thing. The thing. Is the president eating a steady? Is he steadily eating fast food, or is he eating, healthy foods?
I think he's eating both.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. I think when he's home, he eats healthy. The staff at the White House cooks healthy. As healthy as can. I mean, I might request a hamburger, but they're going to put something healthy to go with it. But when you're on the road, flying in and out, and you've got to catch as catch can.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. He can listen. He's the president. He can order anything he wants from the White House kitchen.
Yeah,
the chefs will make him whatever he wants. If he wants a burger, let's say he wants a burger with a little side salad or something like that, there you go. I mean, that's something healthy. He's a little side salad. Nothing wrong with that.
Melania's going to make sure, though, he's eating as healthy as he can.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Do yes.
But yeah, just cut back on the Diet Coke, though.
Yeah.
That Diet Coke is horrible for you. It's worse than regular Coke.
Regular Coke.
Yeah.
Regular Coke is better than Diet Coke.
How about water? Water's the best.
Water, juice, you know.
But yeah, the Democrats, they're just trying to use the 25th Amendment now, saying that he's unstable mentally to serve. You know, and that's their game plan right now.
And Hillary, oh Lord,
But here's okay. So about the
not been stable for 50 years.
Oh yeah, ever since she got that brain aneurysm back in what 2009.
No, Hillary was unstable in 1970. There are records of this, of that, of the other fits she's thrown.
Mm-hmm.
The way she's talked to people, anger issues, hysterical.
Exactly.
You know, all through the years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this psychiatrist that talked to Congress, she said things like he's unraveling, he's losing his grip on reality, he's reverting to conspiracy theories, he's going into attack mode when he's under stress, and that he has the potential to become impulsive and very volatile. So this is what this psychiatrist is telling these Congress people. Like,
and, the psychiatrist is probably working with these people. They're the establishment doctors that the establishment rolls out and gives all these false allegations and false
psychiatrist is probably a quack.
Yeah,
a psychiatrist.
She's being paid for her consult. I'm sure she has a consult fee.
I was going to say the psychiatrist is being paid.
She's got to be a quack.
But here's the thing: if they try to take him out with the 25th Amendment, it has to have every single person in Congress, basically, plus the vice president. Now, this is when the vice president comes in. This is if we'll know if Pence is, pro-America, pro-Trump, and all that, is if he votes for or against the 25th Amendment. So, me personally, I don't see Pence voting Trump out and using the 25th Amendment.
I don't see it either.
I don't see that either. I hope not.
I would be shocked as hell if he does it.
Yeah, at yesterday's press briefing, Sarah Sanders dismissed a question from one of those CNN guys about the president's mental health. She said, I think the president and the people of this country should be concerned about the mental fitness of the leader of North Korea.
Yeah, so speaking of, I'm glad you brought up North Korea, because Trump did the most epic tweet this year. My button is bigger than yours, and it works.
Yeah. Because didn't he test a missile and it hit his own country and his own people?
Yeah, it didn't even work. I mean, it blew up.
That's all right. He didn't care about him anyway.
And then you have the mainstream media, go on the investigating journalism. There's no search button on Trump's desk. And that's like, oh my God. Did you really took 2 hours to investigate this when it's nothing but a joke? He was making a joke. I mean, Kim was the first one that said it. He said he had a button on his desk and ready to. And Trump just retaliated and said, mine's bigger than yours. And then you have this quack doctor, or I guess he's a doctor. I don't know if he's probably not even a doctor, on MSNBC and said, well, Trump, he's got, sexual depression and he's, concerned about his sexuality or something like that. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is this dude spewing?
And that doctor would know how? Because that doctor examined him and did a psychiatric evaluation.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
The thing is, I think, well, of course, the left hates Trump because they're the left and he's the right.
mm-hmm.
But we've never had a president, as we all have discussed, who was not already in the political realm and whatever. And Trump is a manly man.
Mm-hmm.
He stands up for what he believes. He stands up for what he wants. He fights for what he wants. He says what he thinks. And he's not politically correct.
Yeah.
Whereas even conservatives in the past who have been in the political realm for so long, they have an answer that's not really an answer, but it's the answer enough. And Trump just stands up and says it.
Yeah, I mean, we had 8 years of Obama, who was basically a wimp, who was, the beta male, I guess you can say. And, if someone attacked Obama, was playing nice and, didn't want to respond and everything. And now now we got Trump, who hits back when he's been attacked. And we saw that back when, when he was with Rosie, the whole Rosie O'Donnell scandal. Called her a fat slob and everything. I knew what we was getting into when we voted for him. And, it's Trump being Trump. I mean, he's done it before. He's not going to stop now. That's what got him elected, was him fighting back. And this is this is why people love him so much, is that he's fighting back against the establishment. He's fighting back against the mainstream media. He's fighting back against these dictators and all these other political figures, even across the seas and everything. He's fighting back. We've never seen that before in a president.
He's more of a traditional man, which the left is trying to get rid of so hard. They don't want you to take care of your family, be the leader of your family, be the man of the house, protect your family.
Masculinity is toxic to them. That toxic masculinity that they keep preaching, that these feminists keep preaching.
Exactly. I want a masculine man. I want a man to protect me. Not that I can't protect myself if I need to, but I want a man to have my told.
Exactly.
And not to be ahead of me, but to walk beside me. Men and women are not equal.
Yeah.
Men have some better aspects. Women have some better aspects. When you put them together, they make 100. And Trump's not afraid to stand up and be a traditional man. And the left does not like it.
Well, I mean, it's the globalists' agenda to destroy the nuclear family, and we're tired of it.
Yeah. Family is bad to them. That's why they have all these trannies out. That's why they have all these gays and lesbians out that's saying, family is bad and having kids is bad and all that is bad. It's part of their agenda.
That's what the globalists want. And they want complete total degeneracy. And then it was Chelsea Clinton was called out tweeting to the Satanic Church saying Happy New Year. The Church of Satan saying with what's her name, Chrissy Teigs, and her were saying Happy New Year to the Satanic Church, and she denies it. But yet there are pictures that I have seen of her wearing an upside down cross. Now that clearly is indicative of Satanism.
Well, I don't really think Chelsea's a Satanist, but I think that she wants everybody to love her, and she wants everybody to think that she's behind them and whatever, whoever they are.
Mm-hmm.
The same as the rest of you know how many Democrats in Washington are against being gay or against abortion or this or that, but they're not going to say it because they want that vote.
Yeah.
So they're going to go on with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't doubt Chelsea did that because the Clintons will bow down and lick anything they need to get a vote.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They will. They will. If it's going to line their pockets, they'll do it.
Darn right they will if it'll line their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the votes, Trump disbanded that. Did I say that before? Trump disbanded the Voter Integrity Commission.
Yes. Yeah. We haven't touched on that yet, but yeah. So he did disband it for some reason, and he wants Homeland Security to take control of that.
So it's not over.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why he disbanded is because of the Democratic states didn't want to hand over their voters' registration, which is quite suspicious. And here's the thing: if it was me, I would have assigned Sessions and say, "Hey, you know what? These people don't want to follow procedures. I want you to fine them. I want you to revoke their funding. Whatever you have to do to, follow the rules." I think that's what he should have done.
Yeah, I mean, for them to not hand over their voter rolls, it's very telling.
Yeah.
And it shows that they're clearly trying to hide something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like all the dead people that voted.
Yeah. And then Trump has been floating the idea lately of voter ID.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
I do too. You've got to have an ID to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buy alcohol, drive a car, buy a gun. So why not vote?
Card, get on a plane.
Right, but a specific ID just for voters to go vote.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there needs to be an ID.
Right,
to vote. Or maybe have it like stamped on your driver's license or something.
Maybe have
I was going to say
scam proof.
Your driver's license. Your driver's license can serve as an ID anyway. So,
but see, here's the problem with that, Henry, is that in California, they are allowing illegal aliens to get driver's licenses without having citizenship. And so the loophole there is that once they get the driver's license, they're automatically added to a voter roll.
Oh, yeah.
And so they are voting as illegal aliens. Yeah. And that's how California is getting all those votes with illegal aliens.
Well, you can thank old Moonbeam for that.
Yeah. And I mean, come on, that is illegal. That's illegal. You're not allowed to vote in this country if you are not a citizen. So, by having a separate ID card specifically for voters, I think is the road that Trump wants to go down.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with that.
We also need to address these people who take a bus full of people and go here and vote, and then go over there and vote, and then go over here and vote.
Sure.
Once you voted, needs to be recorded.
Yes, that's what they did in Alabama. I mean, I don't know what their laws are there, but people were busting from all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, they bust in tons.
Yeah, they bust in people from out of state.
From out of state.
Illegal aliens.
Let them do it. They let them vote. Now, I live in a small town. When I go to vote, I take my ID, but I don't need it because the 5 men or women sitting there when I walk in, one was a school teacher, one went to school with my sister, one went to school with my mama.
Mm-hmm.
They know me, they know my address,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
going
I
back to the
always,
voter ID, and this is what's key. They need to make it different in all 50 states, have completely different versions of the voter ID card. So there won't be any fake IDs rolling around. So there won't be any, illegals trying to go from one state to another state and vote with
exactly
that same ID. They need to have a card that's specifically for that state, designed for
Exactly.
specifically for that state.
Right. Now I know in the state of Wisconsin, which is where I reside, it is required to have your driver's license before you can vote. You have to show your driver's license, and they have to match it, the voter roll, your name and address and all that. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't either.
But
And it's
but
not
yeah,
racist. It's
it's
not
not racist.
racist.
No, it's for
If that's the case,
it's
it's racist for me to show my ID to buy beer.
it's to keep the integrity of the voting system, and I'm all for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am too. And like I said, I'm in a small town, but they'll say, hey, Lale, how are you? And look down, look me up and say, are you still at blah, 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 such and such road? And I say, yes, I am. And I go on, but they still check, but I always take my license in just in case I need it.
Yeah.
Well, what if just every state you can't, if the license isn't from that state, you can't vote in that state.
Well, you're not supposed to be. You're only supposed to be voting within the district that you live.
Yeah.
Well, and exactly when they bus in all these people to Alabama, they don't have.
That's clearly illegal.
Exactly. They don't have Alabama. And once you move to a different state, what are you in 90 days or something? Supposed
something
to
like
change
that. You're supposed to change,
to the, to that state. The Democrats are working it hard as they can go.
Yeah, I think after they implement the voter ID, they need to reform their registration rolls too. Get all the dead people that's out of there. Delete them, put them in a separate file or something.
Do that.
Yeah, but they're not doing that.
No,
they're not.
Exactly. They're not.
They're adding more. And you see these things once in a while where 12,000 people live in this county, but 14,000 voted Democrat. Or
exactly, you got more people in the county or the
you got more people voting than there are in the county,
right? Voting than who live there. I mean, it's so blatant.
It is.
Yet they're getting away with it, and I just don't understand how. I mean, if I were an Alabamian and I lived, there in that district, I would be so angry. Boy, you better bet that I'd be raising hell somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
I know. I want to know for my state, for North Carolina, how in the heck North Carolina predominantly vote for Trump and at the same time predominantly vote for a Democratic governor. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Huh, I smell something fishy going on there.
I mean, we had a Republican governor, and we had good stats, jobs were good. Maybe not the best in the country, but things were good. Things had picked up, and jobs, economy, blah blah blah. And somehow or another, North Carolina voted for Trump and also voted in Roy Cooper, who's a Democrat.
Yeah, there needs to be investigations everywhere.
Now, maybe it was actually, you know, maybe people didn't vote for Trump, but went and voted for the Democrat and left Trump blank. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's odd.
Let's see here.
I think that probably without all the voter fraud perpetrated by the Democrats, no doubt, that if the real numbers were have to come in and we didn't have all, he would have won by a landslide. And even with all of that voter fraud going on, he still won.
He still
People
won.
are pissed. People are pissed off.
They are.
And this is why we have the Electoral College. And I pray to God we keep it.
Yeah.
Well, they need to get illegal aliens off of the census rolls as well. Okay, because that's starting to affect the Electoral College vote.
Yeah.
They need to stop including illegal aliens in the census.
And speaking of the illegals, Trump may be going back on his promise of DACA. It's so vague about that. You know, he said he wants to work with the Dems on DACA and, you know, try to really find a place for these people that's here illegally, that hasn't been committed of a crime, that hasn't been, you know, a criminal or anything like that. What do you guys think? Should he stick to his promise and eliminate DACA completely, or should he find a way to work with them and let them here legally? You know, get them legal.
That's tough.
That is a tough one. And who wants to go?
I mean, on the one hand, I don't mind if you're here, even if you are illegal, if you don't commit a crime.
But
within the United States,
being here illegally is committing that crime, though.
That's already
that's
crime.
I say, you know, hey, if any DACA has committed a crime, I say he goes.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got to go.
I say anybody that has committed a crime has to go, and which should be how it should be that way now. But I say Trump needs to work out a line and say from this point on, or something.
He's done that already.
Because, I would hate to send a kid in their first year of college or their last year of high school, and they've been here all their life, and I hate to send them back to nothing. But at the same time, not legal, you're not legal.
Right. And I don't believe that we should just give them amnesty. I think that they should be put on a path to citizenship. And you know, get in line, do what's fair. I mean, there are immigrants here who have gone through the legal process of immigrating legally. And they took a lot of years and a lot of money or whatever it takes to become a citizen, but they worked hard at it. And even immigrants from Mexico do not want amnesty for these people who don't deserve it. Get in line. You can be provided a path, but I don't believe that they should just be given flat out amnesty. Yesterday, President Trump told Democrats he was open to a deal to protect some immigrants from deportation, but he wants them to back his border wall. He needs funding for the border wall.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Could he is he just using this thing as leverage? And then once he gets funding for the border wall, would he eliminate DACA completely? Because I think they got until March to figure out something with DACA. Is he
Well,
gave him
yeah.
90 days?
Well, he suspended the
Gave-
program in September, giving Congress 6 months to come up with some kind of a legislative solution before ordering deportations. So, you know, the Democrats and Republicans, they're some of the Republicans. I know one of my senators, who I'm not happy with, is strongly opposed with ending DACA. But, you know, that may lead to deportation of productive people. But there are a lot that are here that aren't productive. And sure, they came into this country by no fault of their own, but that doesn't mean that they should just get amnesty. Get in line.
Yeah.
I agree, because our veterans, our hungry children, our poor,
right?
We need to take care of our military.
Let's take care of our veterans.
We need to take care of us first. And Trump has said that quite often.
Oh, he ran on America first.
And I don't think you should take a family that's been here 15 or 20 years and just chunk them back to Mexico with nothing. But we need to figure out a way to either get them legal or work them back.
Well, here's what I think should happen. The people that has not committed a crime, that's like, you know, here trying to get better themselves, they need to be put on a list. They need to be put on a list that says, hey, you guys can stay here, but you have like 6 months or 7 months or 8 months or whatever, or a year or whatever, to file the forms to apply to become legal. If you don't do that, you're going to be sent back.
Right. And you need to follow this path within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Like a reasonable amount of time. How long is it going to take?
Yeah.
Come on. The people that were brought in through Ellis Island years ago, come on. And get rid of chain migration. Just because your family's here, don't bring over your aunts and uncles. Get rid of that visa lottery.
Exactly.
Because,
and the Muslims do it too.
Right. Oh, I know. They're the worst. They're the worst people.
Well,
but you know, they're dangerous.
I think the difference is the Mexicans are coming here to try and get a better life. The Muslims are coming here to take over.
Exactly. The Muslims have a totally different agenda.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah, they want to dominate.
Yes.
And you know, you have the Muslim Brotherhood. All that would be for a different show altogether. We could get into that, but
I agree.
You was going to say something, Henry?
Oh no! I was, but actually, I hate to cut this short, but I gotta go do something. So
okay, no problem. Tomorrow night, me and Henry is going to be talking the X-Files.
Right.
That premiered.
X-Cast back.
The X-Cast, yes. We're going to be talking the X-Files. The season 11 premiered this past Wednesday. Great episode. I really enjoyed it. But if you guys want to watch that, take a look. All right, Henry. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
Thanks, Henry.
Bye, Henry.
Bye.
Take care. Stay warm.
Yeah, get warm. All right, so let's see here. Going back to the chain migration, in that completely, that does not need to be absolutely on the menu at this point.
You could say okay, today, April 1st, or, you know, whatever. It does not, you know, it doesn't count, it doesn't apply, so and so, and at least stop it there, and then work back.
Give them a deadline.
Yeah, and then work backward to the ones that are already here. But you've got to stomp down on that. You've got to put a stop to that before you can back up and work on the rest. And I know, I don't know what happened to it, but I had a page on my Facebook for a long time, which was legal people from Mexico. It was a page they had, people from Mexico who had came and worked and were legal and were against the immigration. If you want to come and become legal like we did, okay. Otherwise,
Exactly.
you know,
As I said, there's many Mexican immigrants who are against DACA too. They don't want this amnesty. They had to work hard to obtain citizenship legally, and they had to go through the legal process. You know, it's a process.
yeah.
I know, you know, I imagine how they must feel
When when they're working, mom and dad both 2 jobs to keep a nice home for their kids and have a nice life, and they're now paying taxes for the people to come over and live free.
right. And the Democrats, they don't care. They just want their votes.
Yep, they just so they can make America the communist country that they are so.
Right. Because they just want the power of being in the government, and that's really that's a perfect example of why we should have term limits. Nobody should be in power for this long. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, Jesus Christ. John McCain.
Yeah, he's the poster child for that.
Yes, he is. He is a poster child for that. So is Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi, just God, she makes me
and Pocahontas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Too. And that other chick, the one that's always got on the cowboy hat, black chick with the hat.
Yeah. Oh, what's
Sheila
her
Jackson.
name?
Lee, I think Sheila
Jackson.
Yeah.
And then there's Maxine Waters.
Oh.
Oh God, Maxine Waters. I cannot stand that woman either.
Was Maxine Waters the one that said, if North Korea shoots a nuke at us, I'm afraid Trump will start a war?
I don't know. But I can quote her saying, impeach 45, impeach 45.
Oh my gosh. And then she also said that Russia invaded North Korea. I think she said that.
Oh, yes, she did. She did.
You know, when you have Russia invading North Korea, it's like, what?
Yeah, she did say that.
She doesn't know what. And you got Nancy Pelosi saying President Bush.
All the time.
That's like 16 years ago. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, time for you to retire, Nancy.
What about their mental health? Why hasn't anyone questioned their mental health yet?
Well, conservatives have, but with one thing, Nancy Pelosi's in California, and they love her. I wish California would succeed. Go on over there, hook yourself with Mexico.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Get out of my hair. You and your celebrities and your sanctuary state and all of that. And
we'll just build that wall.
Yeah, when Trump builds a wall, he can take a right and just go on
up.
Yeah. To Oregon.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much it that happened this past week. I think we covered all the major points. Anything else you guys can think of?
No.
All right. Well,
seems like I had something, but I can't remember it now, so it must not have been that important. No, enjoyable show though.
All right, let's go in. Does anybody have any local news?
Oh,
local news they want to share?
I got nothing.
All right.
Just
Yeah,
other
that's
than
okay. That's fine.
that it's cold here.
We're under a state of
Yeah.
emergency,
Ooh, that's not good.
which means the liquor store is closed.
Boo.
That,
Oh
that
no, that can't
that's my
happen.
news.
That's Trump's fault. Trump made the liquor store close.
That is bad news.
I declare,
That's
isn't
bad
it?
news.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. We got to touch on this. Apparently, Trump is going to do a fake nudes awards this Monday.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, gosh, I was thinking about that earlier.
I'm so excited. Cannot wait to see what happens.
Yeah, he's doing that on Monday at 5:00, I think, Eastern.
Yeah, he is. He's good. So is he going to host the thing? Is it going to be like the Oscars? Is it going to be? We don't know what's it going to be.
I know, but I have a
great.
feeling. I have a feeling it's going to be really funny.
I have a feeling it will too.
And I don't want to miss that.
He needs to do it like in a rally style. He needs to like have a rally, be like the fake news awards, and he can like host it and bring people up and everything. It'd be great. But oh man, I don't.
Oh, I think Jim Acosta from CNN should get the worst fake news award.
Fake news year of the war.
Him or Jake Tapper.
I don't know. God, there's so many to choose from.
I know it's going to be really hard.
That are horrible. Hang on.
He needs. You know how people likes to say, "Oh, we need to hand out participation trophies for everybody on the team, even win or lose." Trump needs to hand out trophies to everybody. Say, you guys are fake news. Everybody gets an award because you're all fake news.
Yeah.
Thanks for participating, fake news.
Yeah.
The only people who can't be in there who are eligible for an award is Fox News.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Oh
man, I was thinking of the trophies. It needs to be like the Oscars, an Oscar trophy, but with Trump's head on it.
Yeah, make America great again.
Oh man, this we'll be discussing that next week when it happens. So the fake something I'm excited about. I don't know if it's going to be on Facebook. Is it going to be on YouTube? Is it going to be on Twitter? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know what's going to happen.
Somewhere on Facebook.
It could even be televised from the White House. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be great. You know what would be awesome is that, they said that President Trump needs to make a huge announcement at 5:00. And then that's when CNN and all of them can bring him on there. And that's when he announces the fake news awards.
Well, they talked about it at Sarah's press briefing.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. One of the reporters, I don't recall exactly which one it was, but one of them asked if they would need to be there. And Sarah said, well, you would probably have to be there to accept an award.
He should have, you know what he should have done? He should have just kept quiet about it and say he's going to make a big announcement at 5:00 on Monday.
Yeah.
Just keep everybody in suspense about waiting it. And then that's when to do the fake news awards. Keep the media out of it.
When is the address?
That's going to be the fake news awards?
Yeah.
No.
It's going to be Friday, Monday at 5:00 Eastern Standard Time.
The address, what's it called that the president does every
State of the Union?
State of the Union. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like a couple of months, maybe around March.
Oh, is it that far away?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does a weekly briefing, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does weekly briefings.
Oh, yeah. But I knew the State of the Union was toward the beginning of the year, I thought, and I was just, since we were talking about Trump on TV.
Yeah, I think probably around March, April. It's usually in the spring.
Okay. I saw today that somebody said he was not attending. like anybody cares. But I
Who
can't
said
remember.
that?
I can't remember.
Oh,
But it was
I think it was
somebody
like
who would have
some kind
attended.
of news. Yeah.
Nobody cares if you don't go. My God.
right.
Yeah. Oh, the Golden Globes is what, this Sunday?
Yeah, I won't be
No
there.
one's, nobody's gonna
Yeah, I
watch.
won't be watching.
Seth Meyers is hosting, so you know he's gonna get political.
Yeah, I don't waste my time on that garbage.
Just
Yeah.
like
All right.
I never did anyway, because I really just didn't care. And I love country music. I don't even watch country music awards. It hadn't for
I don't watch any award show except for the fake news awards. That's gonna be great.
That's going to be fun.
That's the only award show that I'll probably watch this year.
Exactly.
all of the award shows, just like football, the ratings are falling.
Yeah.
More and more and more, but people aren't watching them like they used to years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right. People aren't even going to games either.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And they did
Yeah.
it themselves. Same with the award shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Hollywood's
almost
falling apart.
everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood. I mean, after I don't see. I hope Hollywood is dead within the next few months.
I mean, Hollywood has just become such a degeneracy pit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are sick of it.
Yeah.
Conservatives are sick of it.
And
And
it's not just conservatives. I think almost everybody. I mean, everybody's sick of it.
Libertarians.
Yeah.
and finally enough people, there are a lot of conservatives in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And finally it's fallen to pieces enough that they feel like they can come out
Mm-hmm.
Right.
without blackballing themselves, or they're just
Mm-hmm.
tired of it. They don't care if they blackball themselves.
Yeah.
They're going to come out and speak. And I like
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm glad of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Absolutely. But like I said, I think that's pretty much it that happened this week. Lord only knows what's going to happen next week and throughout the rest of the year. I think we're going to be in for another wild year. I mean, 2017. If 2018 is anything like 2017, then strap in. It's going to be a wild ride.
Well,
So,
2017
go ahead.
made 2 million new jobs. The stock market's up.
Yep.
And it's better than it's been in years. And let's keep it going for 18.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. So, first show of the new year. I think this has been a fun show. We got 360 some more to go. Yeah. So we're going to be putting out more content for you guys, and hopefully we'll be more. Hopefully we have even more content, even more videos posted for you throughout the whole throughout every month and every year, week, daily, whatever. So on that note, we're going to end it tonight, and tune in next week, the 12th, for another Not Mainstream. And we're going to be discussing the Fake News Awards. We're going to be giving you the winners of the Fake News Awards. Or are they the losers of the Fake News Awards?
Both.
Losers? I think they're the losers.
They'll be the winners.
They'll be the losing winners of the Fake News
The
Awards.
winners are the losers. See, there you go.
Right.
The winners, yeah, the winners are the losers.
You lose either way.
Exactly. It's a no-win situation at this point.
Yeah.
We know for one thing, next week is going to be after the Fake News Awards. Who knows what's going to happen after that? But yeah, so tune in next week for another Not Mainstream at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you can't wait, me and Henry's going to be live tomorrow night on the other channel on the Breaking Badcast channel. And we're going to be talking the X-Files and the X-Cast. The X-Files returned this past Wednesday night, and whoa, it was a pretty good episode. And if you guys are fans of the X-Files, huge revelations came out of that episode. I don't know if you two are fans of the X-Files or not. An X-File fan?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. It's so good.
But
it's so
I'm
good.
not. But you know,
so good.
I don't.
But yeah, we'd be.
Like it, but I don't watch it really.
Yeah, but on that note, let's go ahead and end it. Good night, everybody. God bless America. God bless President Trump, and hopefully this new year is going to rock. Good night, everybody.